Hi, Peter, back with you again from True North Marine and the Maritime Tutor for our final part of our three-part series covering navigation lights. We already explained in previous videos how important it is to know navigation lights to be able to identify what that vessel is and what direction it may be travelling, and being able to give you the opportunity of determining whether you have to take action or they need to take action, etc. And remembering that navigation lights can be viewed from different perspectives, from dead ahead, from the port or starboard side, and even from astern. So let's test your knowledge again on this final video session. Once again, there are the categories that will be covered throughout this video. And these are the final 20 questions. So in total, from the three-part series, there should be 60 questions. And we've taken navigation lights and looked at them from different angles. So have a pen and paper ready. Write down your answers as we go through. Make a note of any you're not too sure on, and you can refer to the answers, the written answers, which will be in the last 4 slides. So good luck, and let's start. So in slide number 1, we have a power-driven vessel, and we're viewing it from its starboard side. So this vessel would be crossing our screen from left to right. The white light at the top is a masthead light, a 225-degree light, and the green light is starboard light. In slide number 2, we almost have a similar profile. We're looking at this vessel from its starboard side, but here we've got 2 masthead lights. So the main masthead light is the one on the right. That's on the forward mast. And now it tells us that when a vessel is over 50 metres in length, it will show a second masthead light higher than and abaft, meaning behind the forward light. So that white light above the starboard light is the second light. And the separation, vertical separation between the two, the technical part, is that aft light has to be 4.5 metres higher than the forward light. So it gives us then that profile. Power-driven vessel over 50 metres in length, moving from left to right. So in slide number 3, we can see first of all the red light being the port light of the vessel. So we're viewing this from its port side. And 2, these would be masthead lights, but they're in a vertical line, vertical position. And the gap between them is not that big. So this is a power-driven vessel engaged in towing or pushing, moving on our screen from right to left. And the length of the vessel itself is under 50 metres in length, and the length of tow is less than 200 metres, measured from the stern of the towing vessel to the stern of the vessel being towed. And in slide number 4, we now have again a similar vessel, port side light that we can see moving from right to left on the screen. The only difference is we've got an additional masthead light there, so we've got 3 masthead lights in the vertical line. And this is now a power-driven vessel under 50 metres in length, so the length of tow exceeds 200 metres. In slide number 5, so another towing lights here. We've got our port and starboard lights, so we've got a head-on situation. The lower 2 lights in vertical line tell us that this vessel is towing, but the length of tow is under 200 metres. And that top white light is now the second masthead light in relation to the vessel's size, telling us that the vessel is over 50 metres in length. So a power-driven vessel engaged in towing, length of tow under 200 metres, size of vessel over 50 metres. So in slide number 6, similar situation, head-on position, both side lights visible, 3 masthead lights in a vertical line indicating the length of tow exceeds 200 metres in length. So the top white light telling us the size of the vessel is over 50 metres in length. Now slide number 7. So we've got 2 side lights here, 2 starboard side lights. Let's look at the ones on the right first of all. So side light for the vessel, that is towing. So those 2 white lights indicate that this vessel is engaged in towing. The length of tow is under 200 metres in length. The vessel itself is under 50 metres in length. And that green light to the left of the screen is the actual vessel that's being towed. So in slide number 8, we now have another head-on position. Side lights of the vessel that's towing. Those 3 white lights in the vertical line, you should be getting familiar with this now, is a power-driven vessel engaged in towing with a length of tow exceeds 200 metres in length. The vessel itself is under 50 metres in length because we don't have an additional masthead light. But in this particular situation, this vessel is displaying restricted in its ability to manoeuvre lights, those red, white, red. And when a vessel is engaged in towing, where the tow severely restricts the towing vessel in its ability to deviate from its course, it can show these lights. So in slide number 9, we just have a power-driven vessel under 50 metres in length, restricted in its ability to manoeuvre. Remember, those lights are displayed by a vessel that is restricted in its ability to manoeuvre by the nature of its work. So we don't actually know what type of work it is, and kind of, in a sense, it's irrelevant. Our job is to identify what we see and take appropriate action. So we're not going to impede with this vessel in this activity. It is a small vessel, it's under 50 metres in length, but some of the activities could be, for example, hydrographic survey. It could be running across the harbour, sounding the depth of the harbour to see if there are any anomalies in the depth. That's one example. I'm not going to say that's actually what it is, but it's an example of where these lights can be displayed because this is a work activity by this vessel. So here we've got a vessel that is underway making way. That's the side lights. He's not power driven. He is not under command. In other words, not under command means where this vessel is unable to comply with the rules through some exceptional circumstance. It's not a distress signal. They may have some mechanical issue on board, working on it to fix it themselves, and we need to recognise that. Here we have that same situation of a vessel not under command, but we're viewing it now from astern. We don't see any side lights, so we just have a stern light there. So in slide number 12, and some of these lights start to look a little bit like Christmas trees when they're lit up, but in slide number 12, let's start at the bottom. We have side lights, and then let's go to the white light, which is a masthead light. So we have a power-driven vessel under 50 metres in length. The red, white, red is now restricted in ability to manoeuvre lights by the nature of its work. But we have additional lights here, and these additional lights are shown by a vessel engaged in dredging or underwater operations. But he's telling us that there is an obstruction on the port side, the side of those 2 red lights. Now, those lights can be changed. He could have had them on his starboard side. So he's just telling us that there is an obstruction there and that he wants us to pass on the side of the green in this situation. So that's the message. Power-driven vessel, under 50 metres in length, restricted in his ability to manoeuvre, an obstruction on the 2 red lights side, pass on the side of the 2 green lights. In slide number 13, so we now have a power-driven vessel, side lights at the bottom, 2 masthead lights. Look at the separation between the 2. That's quite large. So this is in relation to the size of the vessel, a vessel over 50 metres in length and engaged in mine clearance operation. As I've said in previous videos, not something we commonly see, but our job is to know the rules. So in this situation, we must be able to recognise this, whether we see it very often or not. And the rule tells us that we need to keep 1,000 metres clear ahead of the vessel and 500 metres clear either side of the vessel. So in slide number 14, we now have a vessel engaged in fishing. So the red over white is underway making way. It's got the side lights on, port and starboard side lights, but it's got an additional white light. So when a vessel is engaged in fishing and it has its fishing gear extending more than 150 metres into the seaway, then they will indicate where that fishing gear is by an additional white light. So when a vessel is engaged in fishing, it doesn't mean that that fishing is going to be always on the same side of the vessel. They have different methods of fishing. In this case, he's fishing off his starboard side. He could be fishing off his port side. He could be fishing off the stern or even ahead. So when they have that gear, they indicate the direction of where that gear is so that we know how to avoid it. In a real situation, if we observe these lights, it would be prudent probably to make a bold alteration of course to starboard and pass port to port or red to red and give this vessel a wide berth. So in slide 15, we now have a fishing vessel again. That's the red over the white in the middle of the screen. Side light, so he's underway, making way and engaged in fishing. But now he's showing us two red lights. Now what these two red lights mean is that his fishing gear or his nets are fouled upon an obstruction. So again, it's a signal to keep well clear of this vessel because his nets have become stuck or fouled on the seabed. In slide 16, another head-on view again, side lights at the bottom. We've got a trawling vessel, so we've got the green over the white, a vessel engaged in trawling, so we know where those nets are. They're behind the vessel. Trawling is the towing of nets behind. He's got an additional light there. Now that additional light relates to the size of the vessel. So when the trawling vessel is over 50 metres in length, they will show a masthead light. So that's what that top light is. In slide 17, what we have here now is a vessel engaged in trawling, but we are now approaching that vessel from the stern. That's the stern light down the bottom. So we would need to keep well clear of this vessel because we know the method of trawling is where they tow the fishing gear behind them. So we are approaching this vessel and probably encroaching on his fishing gear. So bold alteration of course away from this vessel either side would be very appropriate. But a vessel engaged in trawling, viewed from astern. In slide 18, we have a vessel underway. That's the starboard light that we can see. There is no white masthead light, so we can rule out that it's a power-driven vessel. In fact, this is a sailing vessel, but he's showing optional lights. So that red over green are lights that sailing vessels, additional lights that vessels can show if they're sailing. And this vessel is moving from left to right on the screen. In slide 19, we have a vessel on pilot duty, white over red, vessel engaged on pilot duty. The bottom right-hand light is its port light, so the direction of this vessel would be moving would be from right to left on the screen. And finally, in slide 20, so here we have a vessel at anchor, over 100 metres in length. The forward white light is higher than the aft light, so that's the forward part of the vessel, and the white light on the left hand side of the screen is the stern light of the vessel, so that gives us the profile of the vessel. He has available his deck lighting, so he's got all his deck lighting turned on as well. So if a vessel has a deck lighting available, it should be on when they're at anchor. Some vessels may not have that, but we would still know where the bow lies and where the stern lies by the positioning of those two anchor lights. Okay, that wraps up slide or view exercise number 3. Here are the questions from 1 to 5 on the screen, and from 6 to 10. It may be a case that you need to view the video a number of times if you're still unsure on any of the lights that you've seen here today. But we've done it in that sort of situation of teaching mode, if you like, rather than revision mode. There's 11 to 15 on the screen, and finally 16 to 20. So I hope that's helpful for you. Once again, if you get stuck on any Colreg lights or any Colreg questions, in fact, don't be afraid to flick me an email, truenorthmarine.com@gmail.com. Just put a subject in there, Colreg question or Colreg issue, and that'll identify what the question's about, and I can get back to you. But if you haven't seen the other videos, I would recommend you go back because we've taken different vessels from different perspectives, so there shouldn't be any doubles in all of this. Every light should be different. We've taken it from that head-on view, a side-on view, and stern view. So 4 different profiles. Thanks for your time. It's Peter from True North Marine, and I'll catch you in another video. Bye now.